right, this is RockmanRocks. I'm here at Club M15 in Corona with Chris Knight from the band Damage Inc. Want to thank you, Chris, for giving us some time tonight.
Oh, thank you, Rockman. It's my pleasure.
I guess the first question I have for you, the first time I caught you guys was on Access Television. Tell me how that whole thing came about.
We were in talks for a little bit with Music Zirconia to do a TV project where they wanted to do live bands and broadcast that on TV. And they hit us up about a year in advance, and it was kind of one of those things where, you know, you hear about something and it sounds good, but never winds up panning out. But lo and behold, about a year later, they called us up, said that they were good to go. They got a TV station access to do this thing, and so we got in on the first season. And it was at the Roxy in Hollywood, and it was a little nerve-wracking. You know, you're in a show, you just kind of go with the flow. But when you're on TV and you start off with the first song breaking a string, I guess it you know, kind of loosens you up after that, and you know, the rest of the show went all right.
And let me ask you this: how did you all get together? The Chris Brightwell and the rest of the guys in the band.
Okay, so my younger brother's our bass player, and we've been in a band that's in some semblance of a band for about 15 years now. And we kind of started off doing hard rock covers. We had another drummer for a little bit, and I grew up a Metallica fan. And although we had a lot of different covers or a lot of different bands that we'd covered, we always kind of fell back into that comfort zone of doing Metallica. And one time we had a bar ask us to come back and play, but they wanted us to do all Metallica that night. And so we went, we played that show. It was pretty good. You know, we had a pretty good time doing it. And we started seeing some of these other bands that were just tributing one band and playing these bigger clubs. You know, we're playing the little bars, doing the hard rock thing. And so we decided, you know, why not take a stab at just doing the one band, you know? And our drummer at the time was a little resistant. He had fun kind of doing all the different bands and playing the covers and stuff. So it took him a little bit of time to come around, but we started playing places like, you know, the House of Blues and some of these bigger venues. And, you know, he kind of came around, and I think, you know, started enjoying it a little bit. And here we are nearly 12 years later.
Wow, you guys been together 12 years already.
Yeah. Yeah, 2004 was when we got started. So it's gone by like that, though. It's really flown by pretty quick.
And obviously, because you're playing Metallica's music, you have to have an arrangement in place with the boys. Am I right?
Yeah, definitely. They know some pretty expensive lawyers, so we we want to make sure we had all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. We got a 10-song CD out right now that we have on you know, Google Play, iTunes, and Amazon, and we're working on 20 more. So we're up in the next, I'd say within the next year, we're probably going to do a double CD, and of course release those online too. But yeah, everything through the boys. You know, we want to make sure that we get everything endorsed and are in their good graces, you know, doing this.
So everybody out there, you just heard the man. 2016, we got 20 more songs coming out from Damage Inc. Now, another question I had for you guys. Recently, you had played at Vamps in Las Vegas, Danny Coker's place, and I understand from the other Chris Brightwell that you guys will be down there, what, next week?
Yeah, we're going to be there next Saturday, and I got to say, it's probably one of our favorite places to play. Danny is great. Their whole staff is great. It's really, it's kind of off the beaten path of Vegas, so it's not what you know, what your typical Vegas experience is. It's kind of like the awesomest rock club. If you were to dream up a rock club and kind of throw that Vegas attitude and style on it, it's such a fantastic place to play. Awesome sound, great crew, and it should be a great show. We're looking forward to it next Saturday.
Now, how can your fans find out what's going on with you? Do you have a website, Facebook?
Yeah, we do. We've got both. We've got our website, which is damageinc.us or damageinc.us. And our Facebook is SoCal Damage Inc. That's, I guess, one of the downsides of picking a song is there's other Metallica bands out there that also have the same idea. So we want to make sure you got the right Damage Inc. out there. So it's SoCal Damage Inc., but Yeah, it's we do a newsletter to keep everybody abreast on all things Damage Inc. So we usually release that every few months just to kind of keep everybody in the stream of things.
Okay, so if they're on your site, they can sign up for the newsletter. They'll get a little email blast and
Yeah.
everything with your upcoming schedule for the next month or two, and any new releases you're coming out with, or any shows that you're doing, TV wise or radio wise. They can follow you there,
Yep,
right?
yep. They can get on the website, and we'll put you on a mailing list, and we'll sneak in the show information in between Viagra ads. Kidding.
Really?
Well, we're gonna spam you. No, I'm kidding.
Exactly. Now, in your spare time when you're not doing Damage Inc.'s business,
Mhm.
what do you like to do?
I'm an avid snowboarder. Although these past few years have been kind of tough with the drought going on. We haven't had a whole lot of action up in the local mountains, at least. Like brewing beer with my younger brother, and playing softball during the week. So we definitely keep busy with a lot of hobbies.
Anything you want your fans to know that they don't already know?
Uh, you know, we're pretty open with everybody out there. I think we're pretty transparent with most of the stuff we do. We've always got some tricks up our sleeve, and we're definitely working on some surprises for next year. So keep an eye out for some fun stuff in 2016.
Now, can they purchase merch and stuff from your site?
Yeah, we're working actually on an online store. We just came out with a new shirt design actually. So we're working on getting it to into a position where we can kind of make it a little easier. I mean, being a tribute band, you know, we don't necessarily have all the moving parts as some of the big pro bands do. So it's a little bit more of an adventure trying to get the online merchandise out there. But we're working on establishing that here pretty quick in the near future.
You guys carry your own crew, sound wise, sound man.
Actually, we typically use the places. Most of the places we play, we pretty much rely on their sound guy. We're pretty easygoing, so we're fairly easy to work with, I guess, in this industry. So we're pretty easy with most of the sound guys out there.
Looking at the music business, like we do here at the magazine, BackStage360, a lot of the artists that we interview, their big gripe is how much the business has changed over the years and how hard it is to make money. What have you guys found?
We again having done this for almost 12 years now. I mean, we started off lugging the gear 50 miles for food or beer that night, and it's kind of turned into a pretty decent second job for everybody in the band. I mean, we tend to do okay. But we try and be easygoing, and we've definitely fought and clawed our way to get to where we're at right now. So it's definitely been a long road, but we're doing okay with things right now.
This whole tribute band thing, we started featuring other bands, tribute bands, back over the last 3 or 4 months. Myself being a musician, I'm amazed at how many tribute bands there are out there. But more importantly, there's only a handful, you guys being one of them, that have really brought it to the next level.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's really kind of exploded in the last few years out there. I think, especially with the TV show coming out, that's really kind of increased the popularity. I think in a lot of cases, I mean, not necessarily in our case with Metallica, but in a lot of cases, some of these bands, that's the only way you get to see this semblance of the band anymore. A lot of those like Pantera tonight, you don't get to see those bands anymore. So I think in a lot of cases when you get a band that gets in there and does it well, you get your own kind of following, and I think people kind of appreciate the musicianship and the effort that's put into tributing a band that obviously the four of us love, and you see that passion in there with a lot of those other bands too.
Yeah, the only time I was able to catch you guys was at the Orange County Fair.
Nice.
And I kind of walked in at the last minute, but I did hear 3 of the songs, and they were killer.
Oh, thank you.
So I'm excited about hearing the whole set, personally, tonight. Can you give us an idea of what songs we're going to be hearing tonight?
Yeah, we've kind of had a sort of a regular rotation. We've come off a really busy summer. We've done this being our almost 12th year now. We've done more shows this year than we have previously, and so we kind of get into a rut of sort of playing some of the same songs a little bit. So the last few shows we've kind of mixed it up. We're doing some songs that Metallica doesn't even do much, like "Escape" off of "Ride the Lightning." We've got "Disposable Heroes" tonight. So some of the deeper cuts on some of the albums, of course. I don't think you can get out of a venue without them grabbing the pitchforks and torches if you don't do Master of Puppets, or Enter Sandman. So I'm sure we'll definitely have those in the set tonight.
I understand you're endorsed by ESP guitars and Electro Voice mics.
Yeah, actually, kind of a funny story. For the longest time, I played Gibson Explorers. I had a Gothic Explorer when I started doing this Metallica thing, and then actually had my gear stolen. Had to go get another Explorer, so I wound up going with that classic white Explorer. Kind of did sort of the James-ish stickers on it a little bit, and I was playing a show in Vegas, and the rep at the time for ESP is a friend of my wife's, and so we happened to be out there, and he happened to be in Vegas at the same time too, because Metallica was playing that weekend. So we were kind of doing a warm-up show, and he was watching our show, and they were kind of chatting during the show, and he kept leaning over to her, going, "Hey, you know that Metallica actually plays ESP, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I know. We'll get him a guitar." And so he's like, "All right, well, have him come see me at the NAMM convention." So we wound up tracking him down at NAMM, and I'd used ESP before a long time ago, and some of the lower end guitars that I'd used just didn't have quite the same feel as the Gibson Explorer that I was used to using, So I wasn't quite that comfortable necessarily switching, but we wound up going that next year, and that just happened to be the year they came out with the new James model, the Snakebite. And so I picked one of those up, and it actually felt almost exactly like the Explorer I was playing. So it really smooth, came with the headset pickups from EMG, and it just really was everything that I was looking for. One of the things that they'd kind of improved on was kind of the neck heavy style of the guitar. This felt a lot more balanced, so wound up hooking up both a black and a white one right now. Typically playing the white one a little bit more, just because that seems to be the more prominent one that James uses. But they're definitely both monsters. I love playing.
All right, that's all the time we have. I want to thank Chris Knight from Damage Inc. For giving us the time tonight. And this is the RockmanRocks from BackStage360 signing off.